In this video, we're going to create a new drawing from a part file and come up with this final drawing, and in the process, we're going to learn all of this along the way. So if you're interested, stay tuned. If you are new to this channel and you want to learn a new skill and earn money online, please click the subscribe button and click the notification bell. To create a new drawing, go to File, click New, or you can click the new icon here in the frequently used tool buttons, and it will prompt you to select a template. You have the option to select the default drawing template, which is this one, or you can use a custom template. Just click the advanced button and all of these custom templates will be shown. So if you want to go back to the default drawing template, click the novice button. So for now, we're going to use the default drawing template. Click OK. It will prompt you to select the sheet size and format. The sizes are A, B, C, D, and E. So this is for the American National Standard Institute. A is the smallest and E is the biggest. I usually just use the A and B sheets. I haven't really used the other sizes. Aside from the size, you can also choose between a landscape and a portrait orientation. Aside from ANSI, there are other standards like the ISO, the German standard, Japanese standard, British, etc. But for now, we'll choose the ANSI standard. Now, if the sheet format dialog box didn't show up, that means that your default template already has a sheet attached to it. You can change it by right-clicking the sheet, go to Properties, then you can choose a different sheet for your template. If you're wondering what's the difference between a template and a sheet, don't worry, because most people don't know either. A template has a file extension .drwdot, while a sheet has a file extension of .sldrt. A drawing template contains all the document specific information, and it can be found in the document properties. This includes the drafting standard, annotation, dimension, views, units, etc. While a sheet contains the geometry and the notes that make up the drawing's title block. It also contains the anchor of the bill of materials and the revision table. To place a part into the drawing, click the View palette, then browse the file. You can then select the views that you want and drag them to the drawing. Or the other way is to open the file first, go back to the drawing, and click the model view in the command manager, and then the part will show in the property manager. Select the part, make sure to check the preview to preview the part, and then you can select the views: top view, front view, side view, isometric view, and you can click it into the drawing. And to show other views, you can use the projected view command. Make sure to click the view first and then click the projected view. Now, if the view is too big, you can adjust the scale. Just click the view to show the property manager and then go to Scale. Select Use Custom Scale. Then you can now choose the scale that you want. If you want to manually enter the value of the scale, go to User Define and you can enter the value. If all the views are using sheet scale, then you can change it once. Just right click the sheet, and click properties, and you can manually enter the scale, and all the views scale will change. You can also choose the display style of the views. You have wireframe, hidden lines visible, hidden lines removed, shaded with edges, and lastly shaded. Now if you want to edit the title block, you can right click anywhere away from this view, like here, and click edit sheet format. Now you can edit the border or the annotations or the fonts. Now to go back, just right click and click edit sheet, or you can click the accepting button at the top right corner. We can also link an annotation to the property of a part file. For example, let's open this part and we'll check the properties. Go to file, properties, and we can see it here that it has a property name of description and a value of metal block. So this one, this property description, will be displayed in the drawing, this one here. So how do we do it? Let's take a look at what's inside of this annotation. So we'll right click, go to edit sheet format, click the annotation, and right click, go to edit text in window. So we can see it here that the property description is embedded in the code. Just write this code here, $PRP sheet colon double quote, and write the property name. So we're going to make another one to show you how it works. For example, we're going to add a property drawn. So we'll right click this one, this text annotation, and click edit text in window. So we'll add a property of drawn by, click OK, and now we'll go to the part and add a property of property name drawn by. Then we'll give it a value of T Parker. Click OK and go back to the drawing, and now it is shown. So let's start drafting this part. Now the goal of drafting is to provide as much information as possible so that the manufacturer will be able to make this part as close as the design intent. So it includes giving dimensions, notes, materials, specifications, etc. So let's start by adding dimension. Go to annotation, then click smart dimension. We're going to place the total dimensions of the part, like the overall width and overall length. So to do that, you just have to click the edge, click the edge. We're also going to put a dimension from the edge to the hole. So just click the edge and the hole, and from hole to hole. If you want to dimension the diameter of the hole, just click the hole callout and click the hole, and it will give you the diameter. For the radius of the edge, just use the smart dimension. for holes, you can set a center mark. Just click the center mark icon, click the holes. So instead of clicking the edge and the hole itself, just click the center mark. Again, we're going to use the hole callout. You can move the dimension by clicking it, click and hold, and then drag. The most important thing is the dimensions are clear to read, meaning there's no overlapping and it's well arranged. Someone once told me that drafting is like an art. You can arrange it in your own way as long as it's readable and it's easy to understand. We're done with the top view, so we're going to dimension the front view. So the most important dimension to show here is the elevation or its height. Also the thickness of the part. We have a hole here, so we need to dimension it on the edge, and again use the hole callout to dimension the hole. Now to place an angle dimension, just use the smart dimension and click the edge. You can move it around to position it the way you want. This portion here has depth, so we can do a cross section here to show clearly the depth. So just go to view layout and click section view, and then you can drag it and place it where you want. So we can see here that this is the depth, but we can set it in a way that it will only show from here to this part only. So we can click the section depth and then click this arrow here and move a little bit right here. So what it does is it will only show the cross section on this portion, so it won't include this part. So that's why you can see it here that there's no background. So we can see clearly now the depth. So we have to put a dimension, and we can add the depth symbol. Now if you want to show certain portion of the part because you want it bigger, you want to show more details, you can use the detail view. For example, you want to show this portion, just click it and drag and click. You can choose if it is connected or if it has no leader. Just choose connected, and you can adjust its scale just like any other view. For this one, we'll increase the scale to 2:1. and move it a bit. You can right click it, edit sketch, and move, but it has a coincidence relation, so we need to delete it in order for us to move the sketch. So we'll show the hole a bit. Click OK. So it is much better now. We'll now dimension the side view, but we already show the width of the part, so we don't need to put the width here because we already put the width in the top view. So all we need is the dimension of this portion here. We can dimension it like this, but we know that this portion is in the middle, so we can just use the center line. So we'll go to annotation and click the center line and click both edges, so it means that this part here is in the center. So I think we're done, and I hope you learned something from this tutorial. If you are new to this channel and you want to learn a new skill and earn money online, please click the subscribe button and click the notification bell.